Hey everyone, welcome back to Houkago no Pleiades, episode 7, Two Treasures or the Smell of Strawberries, which is a strange title. But yeah, I got Skyline with me.
Hello, everyone.
Yep, and I don't have a lot of treasure and I don't have strawberries, so it's gonna be very weird. But
No, they had the necklaces, and I
mhm.
guess the smell of strawberries means like a memory or something along those lines.
Oh,
I don't
I
know.
think the strawberry milk is what I think there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. And
From from the Milky Way vending machine, by the way.
right, nice.
I just picked it up when I rewatched it about an hour or so ago.
Oh, okay, well, nice. Yeah, we're gonna do a top three here, and I'm gonna jump back right into this with Minato is now a student at the school, and yeah, it's kind of weird that he's out there watering plants, and cause she's kind of worried that oh, I'm never gonna see him again and all this, and he's right there. So,
Yeah.
you know, but he proclaims to her that he isn't the same version that she knows. I guess it's a
hmm
different version of him.
Well,
So again, hinting at the whole parallel universe, parallel
going
line
back to
thing.
the multiple universe thing, but he does sense the connection. He does
Uh-huh.
know that something's going on.
Right, and she gives him that strawberry milk, and he's just like, okay, it's cool. And those two kind of like, hit it off. And just again, him being a student is kind of weird that because now he's out of the room finally,
Yeah.
different setting, but not really because he's still playing the flowers. So it's like
hmm
he's still in the same environment, but just not the same version, I guess. But it was kind of weird just seeing that. But yeah, I'm totally stripping him and Subaru. They're an interesting couple, but again, I don't think the show's gonna do that because it's just I don't get that vibe when I watch it. So, but yeah. So what was your number three?
Subaru talks about missing to Aoi. She has that little confessional where she doesn't know. She says, "I'm missing a person or I'm missing a place. I don't really know. Both. I'm missing both." And Aoi um, she kind of takes it on as if she's keeping a secret from her or something like that. So there's that moment of jealousy or that moment of not being able to trust her or different things like that. And I thought that was really cute because, what Subaru really lost was a crush. She lost someone she was crushing. I mean, and she is crushing pretty heavy on that boy. And that just kind of compounds the jealousy. So there's that kind of lack of trust and then that inherent jealousy going on that keeps those two cats from getting together and being effective with each other.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can take it as jealousy. I took it as like just I think like you said, trust. She doesn't really trust her to tell her these things. It's like I thought we were
hmm
friends, like or I guess we're not that close. But you
hmm
can't tell me these little things. Like it's to me, I kind of roll my eyes at. It, but again, they got to do this kind of
Well,
stuff because it's young kids. I understand.
we mentioned not being able to find a theme in something like
Hmm.
Punchline, but the theme of this show is really easy because it's growing up. And one of the things that it's a really weird lesson to learn that good fences make good neighbors and friends are allowed to keep secrets from each other. And it's respecting those boundaries that really make friendships go.
Right. Yeah, I can agree. My number
Yeah.
two would be Riding a Shooting Star, which is I was instantly thought of FLCL when I was writing that. I was like, yeah, that song would fit perfectly. But
I
but
didn't even think of that when you said that.
but well, that and it being Gynax and all.
Yeah.
Well, that and this week I remember you said a while back. You said you wanted to see this kind of event where they basically
Yeah.
hijack a comet and ride it, and they kind of did. But this was the engine part, I guess, was frozen, flying through the air and flying through
Yeah.
space. Sorry, and they had to slow it down because it headed directly to the sun, which is I was like, wow. Could you make it more of a stressful moment? I would say.
hmm
So the girls gotta find a way to stop it, and it was kind of cool just seeing them, like you said, play around with more space.
Yep.
Play around
I
more,
definitely.
and like you said before, staying in our solar system without
hmm
having to go. Let's go to a made-up universe that has these made-up rules. But
Yep.
they kept it here on Earth or near our solar system, which it was just cool just seeing another part of space. Because I was wondering for a long time, like when are they going to the sun, and we got that too. So,
hmm
but yeah, it was just cool. Like I said, that was my number two. But so what was yours?
Yeah, I mean, dovetailing right into that, yay, I did indeed get my wish of them writing a comet.
Hmm.
And they kind of played fast and loose with what a comet is. I mean, until it gets close enough to the sun, a comet's just a rock in space.
Right.
But it's affected by the sun's gravity. And what causes it to glow, what causes you to see it, they do mention the fact that it gets cold and there's ice on it. But, because they're very, very cold bodies, there's ice trapped underneath that rock. When it gets close to the sun, the rock expands, and the ices underneath, which are often mineral ices, escape, and they interact with the solar wind,
Hmm.
and that's how you see a comet get really, really bright. So they don't exactly. It's not really a comet when you get right down to it. It's just very, very comet-like. And they did try to make it a bit sciencey by saying, oh, I guess it went through a gas giant and got cold. I'm like, no, that's not really all that probable. I'm sorry. That was a good try, but that was a failed explanation. But then again, the president, he knows what he's talking about, but sometimes he just has to make things up, I guess.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the other thing that got me as far as, sciencey and history bits was the fact that in Japanese, Mercury and comet have the same word. You say, and I was like, why do they have the same word? Me being me, I have to know why. And so I looked it up, and I went over the internet. I was doing Google searches and alternates on Google searches, really stretching out the Google foo, and I couldn't find out why. But my guess is the reason why they have the same name is because nearly every culture that looked at the stars observed the planets as not being fixed relative to the other stars. So planet means wanderer when you get right down to it, because, relative to the stars fixing. And so I guess when they were observing Mercury, where it was moving around, they could probably almost see that comet in relationship to Mercury. And so they just kind of gave it the same name. Plus, I found out that Mercury is covered in comet dust. And I didn't know that. So I'm I'm thankful to the program for expanding some of my science knowledge.
Nice.
And
yeah, go ahead.
Ursa Major, the constellation they mentioned, and the pendant that they both had has 7 stars, and so do the Pleiades. So I thought that was a neat little thing that they introduced.
Yeah, so it'd be funny if it was 7 points of a star, but it's not. Like there's 5. So that could even tie that even more of the teamwork aspect of them being, the 7 stars, but there's only 5 of them. So yeah, scratch that.
There are 7. There are 7 if you include the president and you include Minato.
Yeah, I think Monado might have something to do with that. So yeah, technically, I guess it would work. And so my number 1 is Ao and Subaru kind of have the same necklace at the end. They revealed that when they were kids, Subaru lost it, and Ao helped her find it, and they both revealed that it's broken in the same spot, which made me start thinking that they know. Like, I guess they're setting the parallel thing again. That Subaru knows a different version of Ao, and she knows a different version of Subaru. But both of them had the same event where they helped each other find a necklace. So again, that the same thing Minato was hinting at, that I'm the same person, just not the same one, different version. So they're playing at that a lot, especially with the whole necklace thing, revealing it that again they're both damaged in the same spot. They both look a little bit kind of worn out, and again, so that's and Subaru and Aura kind of had the same storyline where they had to go to different schools, and the other friend didn't know about it. So it's kind of like I guess the parallels to your characters. Both of them went through the same thing, just with different people, even though they think they're the same. So it's kind of interesting that are they gonna ever go back to their original timelines, or are they just gonna stick with this? Because they seem to be fine right now. I mean, I don't see any big issues popping up of how they're vastly different.
Yeah, I mean, you always have we live in an age where when you have multiverses coming together, there's always that kind of thing to where it's like, oh, they're destructive for each other. Y'all can't occupy the same space because you vibrate at different frequencies, blah 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 blah, and you'll destroy the world if you stay together. So you have to split. You have to get away from each other. And I'm anxious to see how they play that up. If they have to do the job and then split up and not see each other anymore.
Right. Are they gonna do that, or if they switch back to their original timelines, will everything be the same just without the magical powers? Maybe they'll still be friends, but not the same one they know. It means they have the same memories, but yeah, there's a little confusing in some spots. Like like you said, how they're gonna fix it, and like you said before, when dealing with the multiple universes, they always play around the thing like if 2 of the same people meet, the universe is gonna blow up. So it's like what's gonna happen with this if Subaru runs into her original self? Because we see Minato obviously see maybe 3 versions of himself. We got the evil, I don't know if he's evil, but the guy who's stopping him, the guy who was trapped in the greenhouse, and now we got the student version. So it's like what's the next one we're gonna see? So it is very interesting, and I like that they kind of again are hinting at it and not hitting you over the head with it, but they're kind of just showing you, hey, we're still doing this. This is a thing. So, but yeah. So what was your number 1?
kind of dovetails into what you were saying. Minato says to her when she hands over the towels, because I guess she's cautious that she'll get him wet again, along with the strawberry milk, is he kind of mutters to himself, "You always manage to find the door." And I thought that was like, oh, that's a nice bit of foreshadowing. And it's also kind of like a sweet thing to say to her, because kind of regarding that crush I talked about earlier. You always manage to find the door. I mean, whenever she found the nice version that was in the observatory, no matter where she went, she used that key and she was always able to find him when she needed him at that given point. And so maybe that also holds the key to her being able to keep him together.
Right.
Because she's the heart. She's the heart of the group, and you kind of depend on the heart of the group to keep everyone together.
Yeah, and constantly smashing her ass in his face. The other version, anyway. The evil one.
it's. I guess it's good relationship practice. I don't know. They're young yet.
Right. And I kind of look at that. Maybe this is the thing where Subaru and Minato are kind of destined to be together. This is something that they've been, maybe hinting at. That, like he said, she always finds the door. So maybe she always finds him no matter what time they're in. So it could be a thing like maybe a past life type of scenario they could be playing around with, that throughout history they've been together forever. So it's like, well, now we're here now, I'm gonna help you and all this stuff. So it's very interesting that they put that in there. And who knows, like you said, maybe something might happen between those two, and we'll learn more of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And for all the random things, I guess you put like just Natural Girl, think positive. And...
Yeah, that's what I had, because that was pretty much once again how they were able to solve their problems. Just think positive, just be nice to each other, and you'll be able to solve the problems. Which is fairly obvious when you get right down to it. People that are nice to each other can probably solve more problems together than if they're really pissed off all the time. But it just always manages to come up, especially between those two, that if they set aside their differences, they'll get the engine fragment.
Right, yeah, this is kind of a constant theme between Subaru and Al. They just they get along, but then one little thing just sets them off, and just, I hate you, and they get mad at each other and all that. But it's typical little kid things. I mean,
well, like adult friends too.
Right, yeah, that too.
My dad has a friend. My dad has a friend of his. He's known for 65 years, and they will have points to where they'll just get in each other's throats. Just angry at each other, and then next week it's over, because we've known each other for 65 years. Why? Or we've known each other for 20 years or 30 years. Why let it hang up on one little thing?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of me and my brother a lot. We have such strong viewpoints on certain shows. Like last season was Shigatsu. He loved that show. He liked everything he did in that show. I didn't. I was.
You were picking on it every damn
I was
time.
the opposite.
He was probably sitting there enjoying that show.
Oh,
immensely.
he was, and he kind of gets.
And you were like picking on him.
Yeah, he gets a little irritated that in his words, I killed the show for him. His words, but
oh God, you're horrible.
But like you said, but we did that, and it's just a thing that happens, and you argue, and you get over it, and just, it's like you can't always have the same viewpoints on certain things.
Exactly.
And like relating to the episode, Subaru and I obviously can't relate on the same things, because they want to be friends, but Subaru's got this side guy that she likes, so it's like, I'm the third wheel, so it's like it's kind of hard. So, but I guess the last thing I would say is the stuff with the sun, like that the visuals of that, just seeing that play out was really cool.
Yeah.
Animation wise, I'm like, wow. And when they hit by that solar thing, I'm like, oh, a solar or whatever. So it's just cool. And the way they have the I guess the lava parts of the sun, kind of, you can see like a crown or a necklace, like you were saying, was kind of a nice touch. And the the engine part in the middle of it, basically like a big crown, was kind of interesting seeing that.
The sun is so huge, it has competing magnetic fields, and those magnetic fields scoop up the plasma as it's coming to the photosphere, which is the part you see, and that's called coronal ejection. So yeah, it's nice to see stuff like that, because I'm really sciencey, and that was a damn good looking sun. You're right.
Yeah. I was trying to think back. I don't really see very many enemies use the sun. I know, Dragon Ball uses it to kill certain bad guys.
Yeah, because they had the arc going on, because that's how those coronal ejections happen. Some of them can burst off, but those are usually the weaker ones. But the ones, because there's strange magnetism going on the surface of the sun, they always arc.
Yeah, I always say that it's like a solar flare or something. it messes up electronics and everything. They've done it in a bunch of movies where the sun's kind of like, the sun might blow up.
It can't happen. It can't happen. Montreal in 1978 had a total blackout because of a solar flare that came about that year.
Yep.
It happens. But it's really odd for it not to happen worldwide, and no one really knows for sure exactly how the strength of that happens from one place to the next.
Right.
But other than there are probably parts of our own magnetic. I mean, thank God for our magnetosphere, because if we didn't, our atmosphere would have been stripped away like it was on Mars.
True. But so yeah, that's been the episode. Like I said, with Punchline, we're getting close to the end of this one too. So it's gonna be interesting.
Punchline's closer to the end because it's 11 episodes.
Right.
This one is 12. I don't think it's 13. I don't think it needs to be 13. So we are getting close to the end, and we'll probably be talking about summer sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not I don't know. I'm sort of looking forward to, but I'm not looking forward to the collecting the data and all that, the chart work, I would say. That usually takes a while, but
that is a big old pain in the butt, because you keep on thinking, someone will do it. And then, like this past season, I ended up doing most of it. Yay!
Right. But
we got fresh meat. We got new meat.
Yeah.
We got 3 new people, and they're not students during the summer. At least they better not be. So now we can bend them to our will and make them do all the work.
Yeah, possibly. Well, guess see you guys next week for episode 8. Things are getting interesting. So talk to you guys next week.
Later on, folks. Later.